Some movies don't just play, they stay. They stay in your mind, in your heart, and sometimes in your soul. And few movies from the 1970s did that quite like the way We Were the romantic drama starring Barbra Streisand and Robert Redford, directed by Sydney Pollack. Released in 1973, it became one of Hollywood's most emotional films, full of love conflict, politics, heartbreak, and that unforgettable title song. But behind the quiet moments, the soft looks, and the famous final scene lies a treasure chest of stories, secrets, and hidden details. Today, we're opening 20 hidden facts about the way we were that you never knew. Grab a seat, relax, and let's step back into Hollywood history. Fact 1. It began with a real love story. The movie wasn't born from thin air. It came from screenwriter Arthur Lawrence's real life. He once fell in love with a handsome blonde man who was completely different from him socially, politically, emotionally. Their relationship didn't last, but the memories did. Lawrence shaped those memories into the story of Katie and Hubble. So yes, this film is basically someone's real heartbreak brought to the screen. And maybe that's why it feels so honest, because it was. Fact 2. Katie was written for Barbra before she even knew it. Arthur Lawrence actually wrote the character Katie Morosky with Barbra Streisand in mind long before she was officially cast. He imagined her energy, her passion, her voice, her intensity. But here's the twist: when he first suggested her, some people in the studio hesitated. Yet once Streisand read the script, it became clear. She was Katie, and Katie was her. Her personality blended perfectly with the character's fire. Fact 3. Redford was not the first choice. Not even close. It's hard to imagine anyone else as Hubble. The golden hair, the charming smile, the calm, cool energy. But the studio originally discussed other actors, including Ryan O'Neal and Beau Bridges. Even Paul Newman's name floated for a moment. But Sydney Pollack wanted Redford. He believed Redford's quiet, effortless screen presence would balance Streisand's intensity. Pollack was right. Their chemistry wasn't loud, it was lightning in slow motion. Fact 4. Streisand and Redford's personalities were total opposites. Much like their characters, the stars themselves were different. Barbra was talkative, expressive, always involved in every detail. Redford was private, reserved, and selective with his words. But instead of clashing, this difference created a natural tension, the kind that made their scenes feel alive. Sydney Pollack later said, "I didn't have to direct the chemistry. It was already there." Fact 5. Redford wanted Hubble to be more than just the pretty guy. In early drafts, Hubble was too perfect, a handsome writer with charm, but little complexity. Redford wasn't happy. He told the writers, "No audience will believe this man has no flaws." So adjustments were made. Hubble became more human, someone who struggled to choose between comfort and courage. This made the story richer. It also made him unforgettable. Fact 6. Streisand's famous hair was a production challenge. Katie's signature hairstyle, that long, voluminous, wild mane, became iconic. But here's something funny: it made filming very difficult. Every scene required brushing, resetting, reshaping, relight, testing, humidity checks. Her hair reflected Katie's personality: passionate, rebellious, a little wild. But it also caused a little chaos behind the scenes. Fact 7. The studio wanted more kissing, less politics. The film originally had much more political content, especially about the Red Scare and Hollywood blacklisting. But test audiences and studio executives said, too heavy, too serious. So the studio pushed for more romance and less politics. Writer Arthur Lawrence fought to keep the political parts. Some stayed, some didn't. The final film is a balance, a love story framed inside history. Fact 8. The naval base scenes were shot in a real heat wave. Remember the scenes of Katie and Hubble during World War II? Those were filmed during a scorching California heat wave with temperatures rising above 110 degrees Fahrenheit, 43 degrees Celsius. Actors wore full uniforms and the crew struggled to work. Streisand even fainted once due to the intense heat. But the scenes look calm, cool, and perfectly staged. Hollywood magic at work. Fact 9. The famous theme song was almost removed. Yes, the film's iconic ballad, "The Way We Were," sung by Barbra Streisand, almost didn't make it into the movie. Some producers thought the song slowed down the pacing. Others felt it was too emotional. Thankfully, composer Marvin Hamlisch and Streisand fought for it. And guess what? It became a #1 hit. It won an Academy Award. And today, it's one of the greatest movie songs ever written. Fact 10. The fire at the college rally was real. There's a moment where college students protest and things get heated. During filming, one of the prop banners accidentally caught fire and flames quickly spread. The fire crew rushed and the cast scrambled, and the cameras kept rolling. Some of those chaotic shots ended up in the final cut. Real fear, real smoke, real energy. Fact 11. The last scene was filmed first. Yes, the emotional final reunion scene in front of the Plaza Hotel was one of the first things filmed. Why? Because Barbra's schedule was tight and Redford needed to fly to another commitment shortly afterward. So the actors had to emotionally jump to the end of the story without warming up through the earlier scenes. Their chemistry still worked flawlessly even on day one. Fact 12. Redford added an unscripted touch to the final scene. During that last moment, when Hubble gently brushes back Katie's hair. That wasn't planned. It wasn't in the script. It wasn't directed. Redford simply did it, and Streisand reacted naturally. Sidney Pollack loved it so much he kept it. Today, that tiny gesture is one of the most emotional moments in movie history. Fact 13. They filmed an entire breakup scene you never saw. The original cut included a long, heartbreaking breakup scene filled with tears, arguments, and explanations. But Pollack removed it. He believed people don't always get closure in real life. The film shouldn't either. The result, the breakup, becomes more powerful because it feels incomplete, like real heartbreak. Fact 14. Barbra was nervous to act with Redford. Even though she was already a superstar, Barbra Streisand admitted something surprising. She was intimidated by Robert Redford. To her, he was Hollywood's golden boy, effortlessly charismatic, naturally cool, unbelievably handsome. She worried she wouldn't be good enough standing next to him. But their differences made their on-screen relationship stronger. Fact 15. Redford refused to wear makeup except once. Redford was famous for wanting to look natural. He avoided heavy makeup even when directors insisted. But there was one moment he had to give in the scene after Hubble wakes up for drinking. They needed him to look slightly better on camera due to lighting issues, so he reluctantly agreed to minimal touch-ups. It's one of the rare occasions where Redford broke his own rule. Fact 16. A deleted pregnancy scene changed the whole tone. Originally, the film included more detail about Katie's pregnancy. There were emotional moments, conversations, even scenes of Hubble reacting to the news. Sidney Pollack later cut them because he felt they slowed the pacing. But some fans believe these scenes would have deepened the story, especially Hubble's emotional struggle. Fact 17. Redford and Streisand had no rehearsal time. Surprisingly, the two stars barely rehearsed together. Schedules were tight. Locations were shifting. Pollack liked the raw energy. He wanted their differences, emotional, political, personal, to feel natural. And it did. Their chemistry wasn't rehearsed. It was real. Fact 18. The film was a quiet hit that grew into a classic. When it released, the way we were didn't explode at first. Critics were mixed. Some loved the romance, some disliked the politics, some thought the characters were mismatched. But audiences felt something deeply. And slowly, the movie grew. 1 year later, it was considered a modern classic. Today, it's on nearly every list of Hollywood's greatest love stories. Fact 19. Streisand thought the ending was too sad at first. When Streisand saw the completed film, she told the director, "The ending is beautiful, but it hurts." She wondered if fans would feel too heartbroken. But Pollack argued that the sadness made the story timeless. A perfect couple doesn't always last. Real love doesn't always win. Eventually, Streisand agreed. Fact 20. Fans still beg for a sequel, but it will never happen. Over the years, studios, fans, and journalists have asked, will there ever be a follow-up? Arthur Lawrence said no. He believed the ending was perfect, painful, yes, but honest. Katie and Hubble weren't meant for forever. They were meant for memory. And that's why the film still touches people after 50 years. Why this story still matters. So what makes The Way We Were so powerful? Maybe it's because it reminds us of a truth we all know. Sometimes the people who change our lives aren't the ones we end up with. Sometimes love is beautiful even when it's broken. Sometimes two people fit perfectly, but only in the past. The movie captures all of that with honesty, music, and unforgettable performances. And behind the scenes, it was created with the same passion that lives inside the story. Thank you for joining this documentary journey into one of Hollywood's most beloved romantic films. If you enjoyed these hidden facts, don't forget to subscribe, and share.